Ah, fucking hell! Hey guys, what's going on? Meister here, coming at you with, well, my first impressions of Gears of War Judgment. Now, a lot of people just got these out there straight away and tried to just give a first opinion on literally their very first impressions. And I would have done that, I was going to do that, but I thought when I first started playing it, I really was kind of like unsure, because it is a lot different between Gears Judgment and the other Gears games. A lot of stuff different. I mean, Gears 3 was really different to Gears 2 and 1 because of the introduction of Team Deathmatch. It completely changed the whole series. It did make the gameplay faster and stuff as well, but this one has done exactly the same, and it feels like just as big a stepping stone with the introduction of these big maps and quick gameplay and the way you run around. Everything just seems to be faster, and you know, I'll give my opinions now because I feel like I've got more of a hold on the style of the game and whether I like it or not. First thing first, I'd actually say that I'm really enjoying this game. I knew I'd enjoy it anyway, even if it was a fucking tragic piece of shit. I knew I'd give it a go just because it's a Gears game, and I've been playing Gears ever since right back in Gears 1, like a lot of people. And I'll always be a Gears head, and I'll always give the game a chance for at least a couple of months. But in this game, I'd have to say the main thing that's the main flaws, because I know a lot of people are going on about the flaws now. A lot of people are actually saying they're going back to Gears 3, which is weird because everyone that played Gears 3 back in the day were all saying that about going back to Gears 1. No one fucking want to go back to Gears 2 because it's a piece of shit and everyone knew it. But yeah, so I actually think that this is a worse game than Gears 3, in my opinion, in the style of the mechanics and how things run, and it's not very tactical anymore. It's not exactly so much of a tactical game, but more of a Halo style game, or not a Halo style game, but more of a game that has quick gameplay and is faster and is, you know, more opened up. Which is not bad, it's just not the Gears that I know, it's not the Gears that we know. Even in Gears 3, you know, you couldn't just rush at people and expect to get away with it, which I'm actually happy about that. It's opened up the game a lot more, but at the same time, you know, it doesn't really feel like Gears per se, especially with the no down but not outs and all this sort of stuff. Also, the two-piecing obviously is a massive thing. People are moaning about, but that's actually being patched today, which is amazing news that they're going to patch that, because it was getting annoying. Now, people said that it was a complete break of the game, it completely ruined the game, how they introduced this two-piece in and increased the gameplay speed and stuff. I'd say that it was actually not that bad. I mean, I kind of like this whole gameplay speeding up thing because it allows for more fast pace and you don't get the whole boring side of Gears. But it does feel like a completely different game, and I understand if people don't like that. But the whole two-piecing and stuff, now people really didn't like this and people went on about it, and for a while I was just like, why? But I don't really mind too much. Yeah, it does change the combat with a shotgun, and it does get, you know, a bit annoying when someone smacks you or whatever, but it really is avoidable. And if you yourself bring yourself to two-piece, I mean, I know sometimes it can be sickening to do, but I sort of embraced it over the last couple of days. I've thought, right, if someone comes into my melee range, I'm going to hit them. If someone pushes me and tries to melee me, I'm going to go for the hit as well. And it just adds another dimension, I think, to the... It is overpowered at the moment, but I know they're going to fix it, and hopefully they fix it in just the right balanced way. It does add another dimension to shotgun battling, especially in a game like Judgment, where they've actually weakened the shotgun, it seems, and they've made the shotgun pretty darn inconsistent, in my opinion. I know Arctic's video showed a guy called Arctic. I love his commentaries, he's so in-depth, and he's had great analysis on Gears of War. But he basically showed a video where he was talking about frame per second, like, I don't know what it's called, slow down by a frame per second, and you saw where the pellets went on the shotgun. And it was alright to say that you can go right up to a guy and shoot them with a shotgun, but if you're going to shoot someone with a shotgun at point blank and they're not going to die, and you have to take that on the chin because the pellets have spread and not hit them, then that doesn't really justify why I should then give the game a chance and say, oh yeah, fair enough, I like that. I like this little sniper streak, by the way. I get no headshots, just pop people by blind firing them. It's hilarious. But yeah, it doesn't really give me a reason to... Why should I let off Judgment's, you know, shotgun system just because there is a reason for it? If the pellet spread is that wide and you've got this big crosshair in the middle of the screen and they've changed it so that you've got the you know, the shots coming into the center of the screen or whatever, but then they're not actually going to go into the center of the screen. They're going to go everywhere on the screen, but there's nothing you can do to stop that. It's really kind of annoying because you don't really know what to do with the shotgun. I mean, yeah, you can aim at them, you can try and hit all your bullets, but if they sponge 2 shots and stuff, I mean, that's why I've started 2-piecing, because if someone comes at me now and comes into my melee range, I don't trust my shotgun to take him out. If someone goes to retro lance at me now, I try and shoot 3 shots at them before they get at me, rather than saving my shot, waiting until they're right close to me and pop their head, because you just don't know. I actually think that the Gears Nashor in Gears 3 is actually a lot better than the one in Gears Judgment. And I liked the whole out of the barrel thing because it felt more skillful. It felt like if you could get to grips with the Nashor and how it worked, then you had an advantage skill-wise over your opponent, and you could use it. Whereas this, it just seems like everyone's got a crosshair in the middle of the screen. Do whatever the fuck you want to do and try and do it, but you know, there's not much difference, and you know, that's fair enough. But I probably preferred the Gears 3 Nashor, which is not to say that I don't like this game, and it is a lot Nashor orientated, most of the Gears, but this one is a bit different. There's a lot of power weapons on the map, which I love. There are only 4 maps, and I know they've just put in another one, but that means that they've got to split the playlist up. Nova Prince did a cracking commentary talking about how Epic Games in the past keep putting too many playlists in and splitting up the community just for DLC, and it's gonna harm finding games, especially for me who has a strict NAT. It's going to be hard to find games where people aren't downloading the maps and things like that. But yeah, honestly, love this game, really. It's just that when I talked about the gameplay speed, it's kind of annoyed me that I said that I didn't like it, because I actually really do like it. I love the fast gameplay speed. It's just weird that it's not Gears of War oriented. It doesn't feel like, it feels like because I played the previous games, I don't have an advantage over the people that are coming onto the game, because it's played in such a different way. It doesn't feel so much like Gears. But I would actually rather them do this. I am not making a complaint on the gameplay speed or how this game runs, how the gameplay mechanics sort of work out, and how the style of play is, because if they did make another Gears game like Gears 3, if they did make one that was like Gears 1, not Gears, if it was Gears 2, we'd just fucking not bother. But if it was Gears 1 or Gears 3 style gameplay, and it was just sitting behind cover and, you know, making pushes, and it felt more competitive, then there would really be not much point in this game. So I think they did really well in Gears 3. It was a good game, and they only spent, I don't know, it's only been a year since that's, you know, really died out. So I think until the next generation console came in, unless they properly changed the mechanics and stuff, it wouldn't have been enough to satisfy us. I think it would have just felt like more like a DLC. So I'm glad they did go for the adventurous style of changing all this stuff like loadouts and all this kind of stuff. But yeah, I'll probably go into more details in later commentaries about more of the stuff that I like. Might make a series called Judging Judgment and break it down into different things like the Nashor and style of play. But the main things that I'd like to see in this game right now is some maps. I'd also like to see the Lancers patched, because I think they've actually improved them more in this update, which is really annoying because the Lancers are really strong. I know they keep trying to incentivize people to use their rifles, which I think is a big mistake, because I think Gears works well with the Nashors. I know Lancers are always cool, but if you can't push someone because in a close range situation where you're both behind cover, because the Retro Lancer will down you before you can get there, that's really annoying. But for most of the part, I love the power weapons, I love how it runs. I'm not too bothered by the Lancers that much, and it's just genuinely a cracking game. Might do more of these Judging Judgments, guys. Let me know in the comment section, and as always, thank you very much and good night.